During my forlorn, formative years, besieged by the relentless pressures of societal expectations that continually ate away at my young psyche, I found an unexpected sanctuary in anime, specifically Yu Yu Hakusho. The characters within this series transcended their animated forms, becoming my confidants, my surrogate family. Their world, a haven from the stark realities that enveloped me. As I grappled with the tumult of adolescence, often feeling adrift and misunderstood, the connections I forged with these characters offered profound solace and companionship. Yusuke, the indomitable protagonist, embodied a resilience and fortitude in circumstances that mirrored my own struggles. His strife, victories, and steadfast spirit imbued me with a personal sense of strength. The bonds he cultivated with Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara resonated with an authenticity that filled the void of my own social isolation. They weren't just his friends anymore. They were my friends, too. My juvenile mind could hardly parse the difference between reality and fiction at that point. I was utterly enamored by it all, and, truthfully, it kept me breathing. In moments when despair overwhelmed me and suicidal thoughts cast long shadows, these characters emerged as saviors, their adventures igniting a flicker of hope within me. Yu Yu Hakusho transcended mere entertainment. It became a beacon of light in my darkest hours. The enduring impact of the show lies not just in its narrative, but in its role as a source of warmth and refuge, offering a connection that bridged the chasm between reality and fiction. In this parasocial relationship, I discovered a sense of belonging, and ultimately, a renewed will to live. I'm sure if you stumbled across this video, you've probably experienced something akin to me. Maybe it wasn't an anime, but a different piece of media that provided you with solace. Perhaps you found refuge in the lyrical embrace of your favorite music, or artists or bands eloquently articulated the emotions you struggle to express in your daily life. Or maybe it was a book series, its characters and world becoming a second home during trying times. Some of you might have deeply connected with content creators, their voices, narratives, and communities, imparting a sense of belonging and understanding absent from your immediate surroundings. Whether it's through the immersive storytelling of a video game, the rhythmic solace of your favorite song, or the comforting presence of a YouTuber who seemed to speak directly into your soul, we all seek out these connections, these refuges, when life becomes challenging, and in finding them, we often discover parts of ourselves. In my experience, in order to truly connect with something, there will always be an element of self-insertion. When we insert aspects of ourselves into something, be it a relationship or story, we project our own experiences, emotions, and perspectives onto it. This projection allows us to relate on a more personal and intimate level. In fiction, for instance, we might identify with a character's struggles, joys, and moral dilemmas, thereby experiencing their journey as if it were partially our own. Similarly, in relationships, we often connect more deeply with those who reflect or resonate with our own beliefs, values, or experiences. This process of self-insertion enhances our ability to understand and empathize, fostering a stronger, more nuanced connection. It's through this interweaving of self and other that connections can become truly earnest and transformative. Without this element of self-insertion, our engagement might remain superficial, lacking the depth that characterizes truly meaningful connections. This concept of self-insertion is particularly relevant to the occurrence of fictional parasociality. Fictional parasociality constitutes a phenomenological construct whereby individuals engender a profound unidirectional relational dynamic with ontologically non-existent entities, typically those instantiated within the diegetic frameworks of narrative media. These engagements, devoid of reciprocal interaction, precipitate an array of affective responses, ranging from empathetic resonance to wholehearted bereavement, thereby underscoring the intricate intertwinement of human psychodynamics with fictional representations. The intricacies of this phenomenon elucidate the capacity of narrative constructs to elicit and sustain emotionally potent pseudosocial bonds despite their foundation in fictive ontologies. Furthermore, the dynamics within fandoms, including practices like shipping, kinning, and fanon versus canon, exemplify the multifaceted manifestations of these connections in contemporary culture. These dynamics emphasize the intricate interplay between media realism and the intensity of parasocial attachments, highlighting the radical psychological and sociocultural impacts of such relationships. Parasociality serves as the impetus for contemporary media consumption. This mechanism fosters an augmented depth of engagement with artistic expressions, imbuing narratives and creative works with heightened emotional quality. It makes them more impactful as audiences feel a personal bond with characters or creators. This connection adds personal relevance, transmuting passive consumption into an active reflective process. Additionally, parasociality fosters a sense of community and belonging among individuals who share similar attachments to the same media, enriching the overall experience. This phenomenon also functions as a psychosocial palliative, providing a proxy for real-world interactions in an era marked by digital fragmentation and existential disconnection. Through parasocial engagement, media transcends its role as a conduit for entertainment, metamorphosing into a profound medium for personal and emotional resonance, thereby deeply enriching the individual's aesthetic and narrative experience. It can allow for intrapsychic exploration and existential introspection. I mean, this one line was so special to me that it changed the course of my entire life. Through the dialectical process of projection and identifications, individuals can traverse their emotional and sociological landscapes, potentially facilitating cathartic self-awareness and heuristic transformation. It's like going to therapy, but I don't have enough money for that, so I watch movies in the vain attempt to appease my emotional disjunction through escapism. Fictional narratives frequently address social issues and ethical dilemmas, providing a platform for viewers to contemplate and critique societal norms. Through identification with characters, individuals can explore scenarios that challenge their beliefs and values in a way that feels safe and non-threatening. Reflective engagement like this permits a transgressive exploration of ethical and social constructs, fostering a re-evaluation of entrenched societal mores and hegemonic ideologies. I mean, you can even develop ethics and morals through parasociality. Fictional characters often embody archetypal virtues and vices, serving as allegorical conduits for moral and ethical contemplation. The mimetic interaction with these characters can cause an internalization of virtuous traits and an aversion to moral turpitude, thereby contributing to the ontogeny of individual ethical framework. We want to be Guts because being Griffith seems... Of course, all of this creates a paradox though, raising questions about the nature of intimacy and connection, challenging the notion that genuine relationships must involve mutual interaction. It suggests that emotional fulfillment and personal growth can occur even in the absence of reciprocity, expanding our understanding of human connection. In summation, fictional parasociality transcends mere escapism, constituting a complex psychophilosophical curiosity that profoundly influences identity formation, ethical development, and social introspection. Parasociality in this context is not inherently deleterious, despite frequent portrayals to the contrary. These parasocial relationships can furnish solace, inspiration, and a semblance of connection, especially during periods of solitude or distress. While it remains crucial to sustain a healthy perspective and recognize the limitations of these interactions, acknowledging and embracing the beneficial facets of parasocial engagements can augment our media consumption experiences and contribute positively to our emotional well-being. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for listening to what I have to say. My name is Ceres, and first of all, I would like to say that this video was inspired by a lot of reading I did about the topic, and the links to those sources are cited in the description below. This was just a little project I did in my free time, and I wanted to share it to see what other people thought about it. I am interested in making more videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot to me, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.